This is David Mayer here at Maple Mountain High School in Spanish Fork for a game between Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork. We're about 34 minutes into the game due to some technical difficulties, but we're now covering the game. And the score stands at Maple Mountain 2, Spanish Fork 0. The goals coming from Josh Aram in 3 minutes with a high pass into free space in the box, and then it was just who was the fastest runner, and Josh got there and made the shot, beat the keeper on the keeper's left. And then at 20 minutes, Marcus Kromenhoek had just come on, and there was a are we getting a penalty? Well, let's get on with that. Yeah, so that second goal at 20 minutes, Jaden Wagner put the ball into the box from his head. It was a one-to-one with the keeper, and the keeper got the clearance, but it came to the centre, and then it was just going to be a straight run. And as you can see, we have assistant commentators today. Anyway, the keeper got the clearance to a large piece of space in the centre, and Kromenhoek had an open goal because the keeper was still off the line and got the shot. And here could be number 3. We'll wait and see before we make sure, but it's going to be Samuel Kromenhoek taking the shot from the penalty spot. Well beaten the keeper.
Number 18, Sam Kromenhoek.
Just want to check if our assistant is certain of that. But there you go, you heard it. Sam Kromenhoek with the goal from the penalty spot in the 35th minute. So, score standing then at Maple Mountain 3, Spanish Fork 0. And really, if we just judge it on the basis of the play in the game so far, it's been mostly Maple Mountain with the play. I did speak with both coaches before the game, and did mention to the Spanish Fork coach that it's been a difficult season for them, and he agreed, but he thought that they were about to turn the corner. Currently stand at last place in the 4A Region 8 contest. So plainly hard work, but when you look at them having teams like Provo at the top of that division, then perhaps that says something about it. Spanish Fork versus Provo is quite a big difference. So possession mostly with Maple Mountain, and that's the way we still see it. Chris Reeves taking it through the defender, giving it away to the defender, no offside there, and it's Stodmeister tries to get it into the box, but gets caught up in the defence. It's not been much defending from Maple Mountain, to be fair. Maple Mountain incidentally playing in the white in this half from right to left, and Spanish Fork playing in black from left to right. So Spanish Fork then put the ball out onto this near side. They should have had the run, but they do beat. But running straight at the defender, there's nowhere for Jacob Warnock to pass it when he reaches the defender.
Entering the game, number 11, Zach Burr. Burr substitution. Entered the game, number 3, Guts Wright.
So we'll wait while the substitution completes, and then it looks like Parker Bowman will be playing the throw down the line. 72 degrees here at Maple Mountain. It's nice and warm. Maybe not the best if you want to be running around playing soccer. Parker Bowman didn't challenge for that one, and Maple Mountain showing the signs that they're more interested. Flinders making the better effort on that. So Spanish Fork, a little bit of possession. They need to drop it back. They've got forward space, but it's not strong enough. Maple Mountain can't make the pass. Spanish Fork out to Bowman on the right. He runs at goal. into the center. And it's clearance defending there from Maple Mountain. Long one forward. Not the best defending there. So Maple Mountain have it, taking it through the centre. It's going to have to be one-on-one, looking for space. And the shot is clearance, so we should have... Well, it doesn't go out, so Spanish Fork doing the better and giving away the throw-in rather than the corner. Throw-in goes down the line. It's not the strongest return. Another clearance from Spanish Fork. And it's going down the line, just goes out. Maple Mountain then, with all of their players except for their goalkeeper in the Spanish Fork half, their defence is on the centre line and their midfield is halfway into the Spanish Fork half. High one in the air, Nelson gets up there, he's the one to take it. That's what was needed. Goes for the long clearance. A little bit of to and fro there. The goal scorer, most recent goal scorer for Maple Mountain, gets it forward. It's not so much a pass, but it is about fighting for it. Oh, not so good there. Possession given away. Ball into the centre though is straight at the Spanish Fork defender. So Fonohima giving it away. And out it goes, and we get the corner on the near side.
It's another corner B, rail and powder coating corner kick.
Can't be long left in this first half. Obviously, we can't go by the scoreboard clock, but the referee looking at his watch even as we speak, so there won't be much. Officials today, Todd Davis and Aaron Wheatley. We have two officials on the field, no third official, so no linesman. And that's halftime here at Maple Mountain, with the score standing at Maple Mountain 3,
Spanish Fork
Spanish Fork 0.
Golden Eagles 3.
As you may have heard, first one coming with that high pass at 3 minutes into free space in the box, and then it was just the fastest runner at the goalkeeper, and that one being Josh Aram, and he got that one-on-one shot, beat the keeper on Aaron's right side. Then at 20 minutes we had Wagner with a head into the box, and it was a 1-to-1 with the keeper, so the keeper came out of his goal, made the clearance to centre where Marcus Cromenhoek was on his own in the free space with an open goal with the keeper returning to it, and he just planted it. And then finally that penalty from Sam Cromenhoek in the 35th minute. This is David Mayer here at Maple Mountain, and we'll be back for the second half.
Top of the second inning here on Spanish Fork Community Network, and the first pitch is a called strike to Mitch Holmes. It's going to be Holmes, Wixom, and Moore coming up for Maple Mountain against Tanner Nielsen, who got the first pitch in there for a called strike, quickly ready to go again, and that one low for a ball, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the second inning, no score between Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork. The 1-1 pitch, that one comes as Moore tries to check his swing, but he goes around, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes the count. The 1-2 pitch, the wind, the delivery home, and that one misses just low, evens the count at 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count on Mitch Holmes. Both pitchers will work very quickly today, as Tanner Nielsen's already set, ready to go. The 2-2 pitch just off the plate, ball 3. And the count runs full here to Mitch Holmes. Nielsen here looking for the 3-2 payoff pitch. There's a fastball. Holmes is going to chop it over to third. Golish is there. He fields it cleanly. Throw over to Creer in time. And there's one away here in the top of the second inning. So just an easy ground out. And if you're Tanner Nielsen right now, you'll take those. 3 ground outs in the first 4 outs of the ball game, which means typically there, when a pitcher's keeping it down, typically it means that ball is staying down in the strike zone to see all these ground ball outs. So it's actually a really good sign to see if you're the Spanish Fork Dons. First pitch to Wixom. He grounds that one up the middle. Getting there, backhanding it is Walker Jones. The throw over to first is in time, and they get Wixom, and there's 2 away. So the ground balls continue to come for Spanish Fork as Walker Jones there had to make. That's not an easy play to have to go up the middle, backhand it, and then set your feet in time and throw to first. And Walker Jones had to do it there to get out Andrew Wixom, who had some good speed. And the first pitch comes home, and that's in there for, I guess it's going to be called a ball to Sam Moore. Moore getting that bat over his shoulder, kind of circling it in the box. The 1-0 pitch comes and misses off the plate. And it's 2 balls and no strikes to count here on Sam Moore. Nielsen working quickly, set, ready to go, delivers home the 2-0 pitch, swung on and missed, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So Sam Moore took a big cut there on that last pitch and just came up empty, and it's 2 balls and a strike. So 2 balls and a strike. Nielsen winds and delivers home. That one comes in, pops up, kind of a liner into right center field. It's going to fall for a base hit. So Moore doesn't hit one hard, just puts it out there into right center field, and it works. The second hit of the day for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles, and a 2-bout single for Sam Moore is going to bring the designated hitter Jason Blanthorn to the plate. So not a hard hit ball, not one that you're going to look back on and say, you know, that's the best hit I had in my baseball career, but a hit's a hit. You'll take him any way you can get him. And they're a nice hit for Jason to bring up Jason Blanthorn. So with 2 outs, Moore gets his lead over at first. Not a huge lead, but a conservative lead. And the first pitch home to Blanthorn misses low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes to count. Infield up the middle, Jones and Argyle playing just normal depth here. 1 ball and no strikes. Looking over at first, getting the sign is Nielsen. That one comes and Blanthorn swings and pops that one out. Money out there in left field is under it. He will look up and make the play. And the top of the second comes to an end. So Maple Mountain strands their second base runner of the ball game. We head to the bottom of the second here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. Maple Mountain 0, Spanish Fork 0. You're watching high school baseball here on the Spanish Fork Community. Bottom of the second inning here on Spanish Fork Community Network. We'd like to thank our sponsors for help making this broadcast possible. We'd like to thank the Car Guys for sponsoring all of our Car Guys instant replays, and also MVP Sports, who will sponsor the MVP of the game, which will be coming up at the conclusion of today's broadcast. As standing in is Matt Creer. In the first pitch, he swings and kind of hits a high chopper to third. Moore's going to have to throw across the diamond quick. Throws it high over to Moore. And not in time, as beating it out was Matt Creer. A delayed call over by our base umpire today. You could tell he was having to kind of think about it, and in the end, he's going to give Matt Creer the base hit. So Spanish Fork with their leadoff man on, as you see there on the Car Guys instant replay, very close. And just getting that foot there on the bag just before the ball got there was Matt Creer. Credit Sam Moore. That's a tough play because of how high it was hit. First pitch, a breaking ball. It stays high for a ball. 1-0 on McKinnon Jarvis. Because Moore had to kind of backtrack, and then it's just a chopper, so he had to field it high and then have to hurry the throw. Made a nice throw across the diamond, but Matt Creer just about a half a step in front of it. 1-0 count coming home. Jarvis swings and pops it up. This one into right, coming over Wixom. He's got a long run. And it's going to go foul as it will one hop into Wixom's glove, and it will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. McKinnon Jarvis starting behind the plate for Spanish Fork. Standing in, takes a look down that third base coaching box. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. Pickoff move, diving back and safely over to first there is Matt Creer. Peterson with a pretty quick move over to first base. He's not one you're going to want to get too far off the base. Another pickoff move, Creer again back safely. Creer not a ton of speed over at first base. Not exactly the typical member of the Spanish Fork baseball team, you'd be concerned. He's going here, though. That one's going to be chopped into the hole, and Holmes going to barehand it, throws it over to first in time to get the runner. Holmes had to come over and field that and then underhands it to Peterson covering, and Dallin Peterson there stretches out his foot just in enough time there. You see Peterson get quickly off the mound, get over and cover the bag, and then you see it slow down, just barely gets that foot on the base and then kind of slips right at the last second there. So they do get the out. So the sacrifice or the ground out there does work. So one away for Jason Money, the left fielder. Dons with their first runner in scoring position, and that pitch misses high for a ball, 1-0. Jason Money at the plate, number 10 for Spanish Fork. On deck, it's going to be Taylor Harrison. Dallin Peterson with his bent over at the hip, hand down towards his ankle. Now delivers the 1-0 pitch, swung on by Money, popped up. Wixom going to give it a look out in right field. He's going to get over there, make the play along the line. Tagging his Creer, the throw coming in, and the relay throw not in time. Creer beating it out there on the, he'll advance on the sacrifice fly, or on the fly ball to right field, so 2 outs. Good relay throw from Wixom there, but when the relay throw came, it just got cut off. The throw came in, and it just was one of those positions there where it just didn't quite get there in time. So right now here with 2 outs, it's going to bring up Taylor Harrison, the left fielder. So Harrison stands in, and the first pitch misses for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Quickly 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. Right over at third, Jason Money. He'll look here to see. Now a lot of pressure here on Jake Maffey because that ball gets behind Maffey. The distance there would score the runner from third. The 1-0 pitch misses high. It's quickly 2-0 on Harrison. Trent Argyle on deck for Spanish Fork. Don's threatening here for the first time between both of these schools today. Maple Mountain got a runner on second in the first inning, but then left him stranded. The 2-0 pitch misses away, ball 3, and it's 3-0. Three balls and no strikes. Peterson quickly comes home. 3-0 pitch taking all the way. And taking a strike is Taylor Harrison. And it's 3 balls and a strike. So 3-0 typically not a count you're going to see a lot of hitters swing at just because you're going to be taking all the way. And it's 3-1. 3-1 pitch coming home. That one's going to be swung on and popped up. Into left field, Cannon Miner is there. He's under it, and he makes the play, and the second inning comes to an end. So no score at the end of 2 here from Nelson Field. Coming up in the third, we'll have Councilman Drake on with us here on the Spanish Fork Community Network. It's Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork. Back here on Spanish Fork Community Network. Top of the third inning, no score. Rivalry baseball here. Maple Mountain and Spanish Fork, 2 games this week. 1 here today at Nelson Field, Thursday over at Maple Mountain. We have Councilman Dart on with us. I'm so sorry for getting your name wrong there. I felt pretty bad. I wrote it down before the game, and then I don't know. I guess I missed it. So I'm really sorry about that. But thank you so much for.
That's all right. I've been called a lot of things.
So thanks so much for coming on with us today as the first pitch comes in for a called strike to Cannon Miner. It'll be Miner, Hamilton, and Polson. So, I mean, you've seen a lot of Spanish Fork baseball over the years as that one's popped up by Miner into right field. And coming over and making the catch out there is Harrison, and there's 1 away. Any big memories that really stand out? I mean, Spanish Fork having won a lot of state championships. I mean, there's got to be a moment in there that really stands out.
I think, for me, every state championship stands out to me. You got a different group of kids, team has different personalities, but I cherish every one of them.
The first pitch comes over and hits for a called strike, 0-1. Yeah, especially now, I mean, we talk about the success during the basketball season of both these schools having. What's the impact? I mean, you don't really see it maybe a lot of big communities as the 0-1 pitch comes in, but a smaller community like Spanish Fork, the impact of high school sports just on the feel of the community and the excitement. I mean, how does that kind of help kind of get everything going, you know, for into a sports season?
Well, the thing that I really like about this, of course, I'm a big Spanish Fork fan, but it gives kids, and you can throw Salem Hills in too, gives a lot more kids an opportunity to play. But can you think of what powerhouse it'd be if these kids were all going to the same school like they once did?
You'd have a really good baseball program. Basketball would have been extremely good. Probably competed well for that 4A state championship.
Oh yeah. Well, they would have been a 5A school, but with all those 3 high schools combined. But I think it's great for the kids, give more kids opportunity to play, and they can still play and compete. I mean, Salem Hills won a state championship a couple of years ago, and Maple Mountain's right there, and Spanish Fork's always right there too.
Colton Hamilton gets on with the base hit, the pickoff move. Hamilton back safely to the bag. Is there a time, or is there like one sport that this area really just gets behind? You know, football obviously always seems like it's a big follower, but you know, this town's obviously seen a lot of success in baseball.
Yeah,
Is there?
Baseball's the thing, and I think it goes back to the Little League program that was started years and years ago by Rulon Thomas and Jack Swenson, and just took off from there, and now this accelerated league teams are really big into it now too, and a lot of good kids coming up. I can tell you that. I've got 5 grandkids playing on these accelerated teams, and there's a lot of talent out there from Spanish Fork.
Just walking up to the ballpark here, if you haven't been here to Nelson Field, as the 2-0 pitch comes high, ball 3 to Cade Polson, you have 4 or 5 other fields here that are in really good condition, that are, built kind of similar to how the big high school field here plays. How does that play? I mean, when you're a 5 or 6 year old kid playing so close to the high school field, I would imagine that would definitely kind of take off and be like, I want to play here someday.
Yeah, that's very true. At least I know it is for my grandkids. That's their dream, is to play for the Dons and play on this field. I can remember the day when it was first put in. This field first put in. It was an exchange of property between the city and the school district. The ballpark was up where the Park School is, and that's how the Park School got its name. It was a baseball park, and they built the school there and came down here and put this field in. It was a dirt infield, I remember, to begin with, and 15, 20 years ago they put the grass infield in and made it really nice.
Cade Polson gets a base hit, so 1 out. Maple Mountain has 2 men on. Jaron Hall coming to the plate. I mean, you know, when you take a look at it, over the years and being able to kind of see how has the program gone from when you first got here to now. I mean, has it really expanded well from when it first started?
Oh yeah. When I played for Spanish in 63, 4, and 5, and thing I noticed, just down there standing there just a minute ago, kids are a lot bigger. I can't believe how big some of these kids are.
1-0 count to Jaron Hall. The pitch comes home. That one is in there for a strike. The throw back over to get Polson. He's back safely. So runners on first and second with 1 away. Is there a sense of community excitement? I mean, obviously when these two teams play, but do you find Maple Mountain fans rooting for Spanish Fork fans when they're not playing each other and vice versa?
I don't know about that. I always check the Maple Mountain scores, see how they're doing, but I'm not sure about Maple Mountain fans. I think there's a little bit of rivalry there, and but I would hope that they, root for each other. I mean, they both do represent the city, so I hope there's a little bit of pride there on both sides.
2-1 pitch popped up high here into the shallow right field. Coming in and falling out there, second baseman Walker Jones.
Batter's out. They called it infield fly rule.
And Walker Jones is slowly out. The pickoff, they throw back to first, and Cade Polson slid in. Some ideas from the Spanish Fork fans that he didn't get back in time, and head coach for Spanish Fork going to come out. Walker Jones is kind of rolling. He's got out there in right center field. He's going to go kind of get looked at here by the athletic trainers. Do you have a moment from your playing career here at Spanish Fork that sticks out to you?
Well, I didn't do a whole lot of playing. I was on the team. When I was playing, Steve Gardner, the former coach of UVSC, UVU, was here. George Beardall, Billy Vast. We had a good team. We won the region actually 3 years when I was here, and we had some really good players. Steve actually went on and played a little pro ball, but our coach was Bob Evans, and he happened to be the music teacher and the baseball coach. That's kind of a little strange combination there, but he had played a little semi-pro ball, so he knew what he was doing. But one thing he did not do is he did not go out on the base paths and coach. And I kind of became the designated third base coach, especially my senior year. So I felt like I was involved anyway.
What was the region like back then? Was it, obviously Maple Mountain wasn't quite
No.
here, but you'd have, I would imagine, Springville.
Yeah, Payson, Provo, BY High, American Fork, Pleasant Grove. Basically a Utah County league.
So a lot kind of more spread out than it
Yeah.
is now. One of the great things that I love coming from Oregon and coming here to Utah and seeing kind of Region 8 for the first time this year, you have those games where you go to Salem Hills and it's 7 minutes down the road. You go, up to Springville. It's the kind of the rivalry. Every game kind of
Yeah.
feels like there's a lot of pride and intensity on the line, and that makes it really makes it for an exciting game. Walker Jones taking it right now off the field here for Spanish Fork. They're gonna have to make a substitution defensively, as Walker Jones just kind of got looked at by the athletic trainers, and he kind of just gonna have to come out of the game, and that happens. It's part of baseball sometimes. Some of those easy ones, especially on a day like today, where it's that light is coming down so hard that it's just kind of popped up to second base. You have to look straight up into that sky and try to make the play. So Maple Mountain will have 2 outs, runners on at first and second. Jake Maffey is going to come to the plate. So now, serving on the city council, maybe this is a bad question to ask. If you don't answer, I understand. What's kind of your favorite part about being on the city council?
I enjoyed serving the people. I ran on the platform that I have no special interest that I want to, serve myself for, and I just I love the community and trying to take care of the needs of the city. I would like to mention before I forget, how about this field right here, the beauty of this field, and my hat's off to Thad Thorpe and his crew down here. That this is as good a field as there is in the state of Utah, I believe, and he's got it looking sharp.
The pitch misses away, evens the count at 1-1 Riley Daniels coming in to play second base for Spanish Fork, as we're tied at 0 here in the top of the third inning. Maple Mountain with a runner in scoring position. And of course, City Council meeting will come up here tonight, 5:30, right here on the Spanish Fork Community Network.
And I've got to leave here in just a minute to get to it, so.
As the final out of the inning is recorded. So we'll let you go, Councilman. Thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, and one other thing I'd like to say before we go. How about SFCN? I remember when they first started doing these games, one camera, no HD, and now this is just like watching a baseball game, I think, on ESPN. And I appreciate you guys.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. We know you got to get going, but thank you for all you do for the community. And we look forward to broadcasting many more games here on Spanish Fork Community Network. No scores. We head to the bottom of the third. Spanish Fork coming up after the break here on Spanish Fork Community Network.